Oh, hey kids. I'm Pastor Ken Bieber. I'm your guest storyteller today. And it's cold out, it's winter out. I've got my hat on, keep me warm, and I'm glad that we're going to read together the book Almost Time by Gary Schmidt and Elizabeth Stickney, and it's illustrated by Brian Karras. Almost Time. And when I look at the cover, I see it looks like it has something to do with buckets on trees. So let's see. Almost Time. Okay. When Ethan had to eat his pancakes with applesauce instead of maple syrup one Sunday morning, he knew it was almost sugaring time. Is the sap running yet? He asked. Dad shook his head. Not until the days get warmer. That afternoon, Ethan took his sled to the big hill. It was a sunny day, so he left his hat and scarf and his mittens at home. And the next page says, but the day wasn't warm. Next Sunday morning, Ethan's dad made a pan of cornbread. No syrup. Is it time to tap the trees? Ethan asked. When the nights get shorter, Dad said. At bedtime that night, Ethan thought there might be some daylight still coming through the window. But there wasn't enough to find Roosevelt. Next Sunday morning, Ethan stirred raisins and walnuts into his bowl of oatmeal. No syrup. When he bit down on a walnut, he discovered something. My tooth is loose, he said. His father inspected. I expect it will fall out before long. How long? Asked Ethan. About as long as it takes the sap to start running, Dad said. Now, Ethan had two things to wait for. But the days were still cold and the nights were still long. And his tooth would not come out. The next Sunday morning, Ethan's dad made eggs and toast. Ethan tried not to think about maple syrup in the afternoons when he slid down the big hill, or when he turned on his lamp at night, or when he wiggled his very loose tooth during school, until his dad was waiting when he got off the bus. How's that tooth? He asked. Ethan smiled to show him. "So is the sap going to run now?" asked Ethan. His dad smiled to show him. Every afternoon that week and all day Saturday, Ethan and Dad hauled buckets of sap from the trees and tended the fire beneath the pans. As the sap boiled and boiled, and early on Sunday morning, when there was already a little light in the sky, Ethan poured sweet maple syrup on his pancakes. Here's one last shot of Ethan. Looks like he enjoyed the maple syrup on his pancakes. In reading this book, it reminds me of even some families from our church that do this kind of activity of getting maple syrup, getting the sap from the trees. And so I have enjoyed a plate full of pancakes with real maple syrup on it. And so I hope you've enjoyed this book.